Good day, my BC-250 friends. I would like to show you my new cooling setup, which was carefully tested, and it's actually giving a very good results. So what it is? This is GF13K cooler, which is top blow cooler made for the CPUs. However, it is perfectly fitting our BC-250 board. It has two 120mm slim fans, and the main advantage of this cooler is that it's also, as a top blow cooler, it is blowing air and cooling the VRM zone. As you can see here, I fitted small heatsinks to all VRMs and chips, and I tested it under the load, and all remains within acceptable limits. So how exactly did I fit it? I had to use some kind of hybrid mount. I took the bottom reinforcement bracket from the next gen 3D liquid cooler mount, and I printed the top part from the printables. I will show you the model. It's made for AMD CPU coolers, and this cooler actually had the both Intel and AMD brackets, and it matched properly and was able to fit. So I printed separately a reinforcement bracket. It's made to avoid bending of the BC-250 while you're tightening the screws. You see, it's quite straight. Here I also printed small nuts from the next gen 3D, and this part over here. So actually here this mount has a small cutout, allowing the heat pipes not to touch the bracket, and it fits nicely. So I used the washers, 0.9mm washers. Sorry, I used the 0.9mm springs in order to evenly distribute the force and press nicely the cooler to the board. I used, as a thermal interface, I used the PTM 7950, and I used the small screws with the printed nuts to secure the backplate additionally. So we have four nuts holding the aluminum backplate, and we have 4 screws holding the mount to the board. The cooler itself is actually fitted with the other type of nuts and screws, using the AM4 AM5 mounting brackets, which are coming together with the cooler. The cooler is connected to the CPU header, and it works very fine. So I'm gonna run it with the thermal camera and show you what are the temperatures of the other components. And in my gaming tests, you can see also the temperatures, which are very capable, very good temperatures. And I think that this cooler is actually a good alternative to the liquid water coolers. It's bulky, but it's not taking more space than the water cooler, and it's basically maintenance free, because there is no liquid, there is no fluid inside of the system. You don't need to replace it time to time. Well, I think that this is a interesting alternative, and I would like to design a case for use with this cooler as a alternative, another solution to the liquid cooler, allowing us to overclock the BC-250 to its maximum, still being quiet and cool. Alright, stay with me. Alright, so now you see my test bench running the Furmark. You can see the score. This is the temperature at the end of the test, and actually the temperature stays within 62-63 degrees. This is 40 compute units, 2 gigahertz. Okay, CPU is not loaded because this is the Furmark. It is 8 cores, 4 gigahertz, but it's not fully loaded, but you can see the temperatures are quite good. Okay, to show you the performance of the cooler in games, I run the Halo campaign Evolved, the latest Unreal Engine 5 game. It's loading heavily the GPU and CPU all together, and I can tell you that the other heavy games are actually giving me similar results. So you could see that the temperature in games is low 50s, I would say like that. So it's 49, 51, 52, and it's very common for all the games I've tested before. So I think it's a very good result, and I can tell you that the cooler is relatively quiet. Alright guys, regarding the temperature of VRAMs and so on. So I'm running the Black Myth Wukong in the loop for several minutes. It's already around 20 minutes running. The temperature settled on this level. It's hovering around 50 degrees, low 50s. And let's check what are the temperatures of the VRM. Okay, so you can see that it's 70 degrees in the hottest point. Yeah, it's around 70 degrees. On this side we don't have even this. Yeah, so the CPU, GPU, VRAMs are the hottest, but they are around 60 to 70 degrees. And the heat sinks I can touch. They are of course not as hot as the VRAMs, but they are around, if I touch something about 50 degrees. Yeah, it's actually even less. So here we see 70, and on the heat sinks is around 40 something. And one more small good news update from Bazzite. Recently it has been updated to latest version 44. Now kernel is used 7.2, and the Mesa drivers were updated to 26.2.1, and we have a lot of good fixes, including the sound and so on. So it's a great news from the Bazzite developers, and yeah, that's it from my side today.